St. Lucie, not a dog, not a donkey. We deserve clean water in the country. Yeah, get the people ball out. No justice in sight. It's good. St. Lucie, your heart so strong, but them treat your patients wrong. 7 years we begging please, we getting punished for the liberties. Why sick, need clean water to drink, but brown like cow dung coming in the sink. Who sell them soul just to keep we down? Enough is enough, time to stand we grow. Run water, vote them out. Cow dung water, vote them out. Dirty water running from we pipe. Them out, vote them out. St. Lucie deserve better. Shout it out, vote them out. Vote them out. No more lies, we changing sides. Vote them out, vote them out. Morning come, same old stress. Water so nasty, I feel depressed. Sickness rising, frustration high. How long them expect we to comply? Saying it's safe, just drink it down. Who does drink that dirty water in town? BLP, a test ain't real. Show we don't care about the parish state. Hey, free, run water, vote them out. Cold down water, vote them out. Dirty water running from we pipe. Them out, vote them out. St. Lucie deserve better. Shout it out, vote them out. Vote them out. No more lies, we changing sides. Vote them out. Vote them out. We forgotten, left behind God's back. 7 long years break camel back. We paying bills, still catching hell. Dirty water got we under spell. Raise funds, take them to court. We want justice, that's the report. Excuses done, patience thin. No retreat, we're fighting to win. Go, we go. Tea water, vote them out. Brown like mud, vote them out. St. Lucie strong, tear them down. Vote them out, vote them out. Blood water, vote them out. Blood water, vote them out. Fight them out. St. Lucie stand up proud. St. Lucie stand up proud. Vote them out, vote them out. Blood water, blood water. Fight them out. Vote them out, vote them out. St. Lucie out. Vote them out, vote them out. St. Lucie stand up proud. Tell the whole Barbados loud. We want clean water, no backing down. And if them can't provide, vote them out.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, boys and girls. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show. You just heard the national anthem of Barbados, and I'm holding in my hand the national flag of Barbados. And we do this every night because we want to keep remembering why we are doing what we are doing. We want to make sure that our focus is right, our purpose is right. This is the Marcia Week Show where we educate, we motivate, we mobilize, and we agitate. Emma, that's what we do here on the Marcia Week Show. And we cover mainly issues in Barbados. However, we also look at the Caribbean and the wider African diaspora. And so we're excited to join you tonight. For those of you who don't know me, I am Marcia Weeks and I'm the host of the show. And let me tell you, we have an exciting show for you tonight. Lots of new information. We are going to do a deep dive into this new Hope Project, this new company. Yes, I promised you last night that I was going to research it, and I have some information for you. Lots of questions to ask the government of this country. And we're hoping that journalists, media houses will pick up on it and dig in it and ask them the questions. Tonight, we also want to look at that famous video that is being sent around on social media about a Trinidadian who is saying that they were kidnapped by this administration. So we're going to look at that and go deep dive into it and bring to you all the facts of the case. You know how we do it here on the Marcia Week Show. So we're going to talk about that. We're also going to talk about the Young Dems, and they have their weekend of activities coming up this week, starting on Friday. We have one of the speakers who's a Kenyan young lady. She's going to join us on the show very early, up about 7:30 this evening. We're going to have her join us, and she's going to talk a bit about that. And if we're lucky, we're going to have somebody from St. Lucie giving us an update on the water situation, the water crisis in St. Lucie. Did you hear that opening song? I'm going to have to ask Dave to play it again for us. Yes, but because the situation in St. Lucie, as far as what we're understanding from those who live in St. Lucie, it is still the same. It is still the same. Well, I'm not going to go any further without welcoming, oh my goodness, everybody who's joined. Lucinda, Aline, good night. Welcome to the Marcia Week Show. Oh my goodness, I don't get to see you every day, but I know we are sisters in our hearts, Lucinda. And I just want to say to you, thank you for joining. Thank you for your prayers. Teroni, I saw your message today. Iretha, thank you. And then this woman, Judy Jilks. Judy, we're praying for you for your swift recovery. You didn't tell me what to say, so I won't come on here and say out all of your business. But I just want to say to you that we wish you well. We wish you well. We love you, Judy. We appreciate you, Judy. You're part of us, okay? You're part of us. Take care of yourself. Cameron Harding, I'm a big girl. Lori Bob, Thunderstrike. Guys, we're supposed to have our outing. This clothes is twisting up. To have our outing, we need to be going on our excursion, folks. We said we were going to do it in November. So, we need to get that planned and going. All right, folks. Shirley. Yeah, how many of you would go on the excursion? We can't take each other for granted, yes? Marcia Miller, Marcia, would you go on the excursion? And so what we would do, we would ask people just to pay a small fee. You know how we do it. It's not, we're not trying to make any money from it. But you know, Martha B and Winnie A. Pauline Maynard, good evening. So what we'll do, we would rent a bus and drive around the island, and we said we would stop at in St. Lucie at River Bay, because people wanted to go on the East Coast, but there's a lot of construction, and you know, it's confused on the East Coast. So we're going to go to River Bay, right? Unknown girl. Anybody else ready? I know Sir Alfred Benjamin cannot join because he's in Brooklyn, you know, but we want to, you know, Cami, we want to keep the family together. We need to stay together, y'all. We need to stay together. Hey, Shirley, Patricia Green, Mildred Ben, Erskine Watson, Monica Kane, Thelma Yearwood. I have not seen you on here for a long time, Thelma. It's so good to see you again. Shirley, Beige Boy. Oh goodness. Somebody would say, but Marcia, why do you take this time to call everybody's name that's logged on at early? I do that because really it's a family. We are working together. We are one. Two born at 1961. John Clark, Sweetie, Patricia Green, Shirley, CG. Good evening, CG. We don't have any march this weekend, and that is because some of the people who normally help us a lot with the march planning and so on, they are involved in assisting the Kenyans when they're here. All right, and so they're helping Janine Butcher with the overseas guests, etc., and with that event. Okay, so they told me no, we can't manage all of that, so we don't have a march this weekend, but look out for the next weekend. Teroni Hall, Lucinda, we said Lucinda already. Celia Mason, Shirley. Yes, what's the date? Right. So we oh, somebody says River Bay is horrible with the seaweed. Oh my goodness, everywhere is horrible then, because we were just at River Bay and it was fine. It was actually great, beautiful. Yeah, John Rock, Beverly Prescott, Sharon Innes. Yes, Thelma, I need your prayers and thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Now, folks, before we go any further, I want to talk to us a little bit about independence. I want to talk to us about a little bit about independence, because somehow there are people who believe that, you know, we don't understand what is going on. Yeah. Somehow there are people who, for some reason, they believe that we are not clued in to what is going on. How many of you read the newspaper article from that that outlined and reported that we will no longer that we're not going to have National Day. We're going to have Independence Day on November 30th. How many of you read that? Did you really read it and see what Wilfred Abrams said? Let me wait on you to respond. Did anybody read it, really read it, and see what Wilfred Abrams said? Let me just okay, just waiting on your responses. And if you read what Wilfred Abrams said, how many of you believed what he said? Somebody said they looked at it at face value. Well, when it comes on to Wilfred Abrams, what I want to remind us, remember, he was the one, the same minister, Wilfred Abrams, who told us during the girls' industrial school debacle, the crisis that occurred in this country when the girls were being physically abused at the girls' industrial schools. Thank God for MARCIA and some of the other women who got involved to get those girls released from that environment. He was the one who came out and he said, oh, they did a report, they did their own investigation, and there was nothing happening, nothing to see at the girls' industrial school. It's that same minister who later on, it was there was a whole picture and video circulating with a young girl tied or chained up inside there, where girls would have told me that they were kicked inside there, beaten up, swollen up, hand broken. But this same minister said he did an investigation and there was nothing was wrong, he said. He later came back and took that story when the people started to say, but that's not true. We have footage and we have pictures. It is that same minister. It is that same minister who stood up just recently. I wouldn't even tell all of it in Parliament when he said that he never told the young people of Barbados that in order for them to get jobs, they need to stop fussing. Just go overseas, go to another Caribbean island and get a job, and stop fussing about not having jobs. But when the leader of the opposition brought it up in the House of Assembly, in the lower house, what did he say? No, I never said that. Pinocchio. So I am talking about that Pinocchio. And you know the other instances that you remember what Pinocchio has said. Okay? And he is the one that's coming to bear this news. But if you read closely to what he said, and I want you to remember that we are discussing this Monday, November 3rd at 7:19, right? And let's have a talk about this after elections are over. Okay? So he said in that article, I wonder if anybody else said, he said, so I can tell you that this year we can call it Independence Day. Don't forget Pinocchio Abrams, Pinocchio Wilfred Abrams said, so I can tell you that this year we can call it Independence Day as it has always been. Okay? I am telling you, the same man who his colleague said told lies under oath. I didn't say it. His colleague said. His colleague said that Wilfred Abrams lied on him under oath. So I want you to mark the words of this man. And because he's the one who said it, you have to go through what he's saying with a fine teeth comb. This year, we call it right? He said some accept the Republican status is effectively the culmination of independence. And this is part of the plan, guys. But that's what you are saying, Shirley. You are saying this year and every year we should continue to call it Independence Day. That's not what Wilfred Abrams is saying. Okay? That's not what he's saying here. That's not what Pinocchio is saying. So the question is, does this statement apply to this year only? We're here to ask the questions because this man, he has told us untruth, fibs, cap. He's Mr. Cap. The young people would say cap. So what is it going to be called? Another year. Come to the front of the class, CG. And I want to take the time for us to discuss it as Barbadians. We are the loyal opposition made up of the 280,000 of us in this country. And we demand honesty from the leaders, transparency, truth from our leaders. Why are they using the word call it versus declaring it? If this is not going to be changed after elections, it should say we are declaring that it will be Independence Day every year. That's the kind of language Pinocchio didn't say. He can't be trusted. He cannot be trusted. And they need to understand that the citizens of this country, that we have a problem trusting Wilfred Abrams. They shouldn't tell him to say anything anymore. You need to shut up. He needs to go in a corner and go shut up. And I don't take it back. They listen to the program. Go back and tell him I said that. Because I'm tired of his Pinocchioism. So the question is, will they call it something else when it is more convenient to them? Because you hear what he says? Some accept. He means himself and his boss. So you remember when they wanted to force it on us. And this is why I call her Miss Piggy, you know. I heard there was some talk on the radio. Well, you know, I don't even know what it was about. I was there resting myself, fast asleep, and somebody told me, oh, they are talking about the MARCIA Week show on the you know, the radio program. And I heard that the moderator said, so why can't they call her Miss Piggy when she herself, the Prime Minister herself, call the opposition leader a rat? She did. And while we are here speaking of this, do you see, I'm going to show you why I call her Miss Piggy. I'm going to show you. Who remembered that this was just sent to us in a GIS? I believe it was a GIS document. No, it was announced. It was announced, but it was in the newspaper. We saw it. I can't remember if it was GIS or Barbados Today. Right? That in early November 2022, the Wilfred Abrams, right, the Minister of Home Affairs, Information and Public Affairs, Minister Pinocchio, announced that the cabinet had decided to observe 30th November as Barbados National Day to cover both independence and republic anniversaries. You remember the strong public reaction that announcement triggered? and that many Barbadians pushed back against it. And they felt, Barbadians that felt that Independence Day must remain distinct, and that the change had legal and symbolic implications, because the Public Holidays list Independence Day as 30th November. But they went ahead. The Prime Minister Mia Mottley went ahead and changed it without even offering a discussion with the people of Barbados. So that is one of the reasons I call her Miss Piggy. Authoritarian, no regard for people, bully, own way, Miss Piggy. And that's what she did. And she gave Mr. Pinocchio the message to bring to us while she was away. Who remembered what she said? Let me see who can remember, because you see, sometimes you all say we rush too much. We go too fast with these things. Right? So now, folks, who remembered what the Prime Minister's response was? So we're doing a little quiz. And which of her ministers was against this change from Independence to National Day? Who remembers? I'm asking two questions. The Prime Minister, she was out of the island, which is normal. And she made a comment. I wonder if Dave could find the response of the Prime Minister when the people pushed back in 2022. Anybody remembered what she said? Who remembered? You see why we can't take anything for granted. I want you to remember. The Prime Minister said, I have to tell you all, you don't remember. The Prime Minister said, we will revisit this another time. Remember now? Which year was this, Dave? (2022). The Prime Minister, if you can find that section where she said, because I read it myself and we discussed it on the show, she said she would revisit it at another time. She says we can allay the fears of those who are concerned about that, but equally we have to celebrate the election of our first president. Nobody was talking about that. She conflating the whole thing and trying to make us, gaslight this the whole thing. We expect that some will continue to refer to both events as the day, but for the avoidance of doubt, we set down an overall rubric that encompasses both events, and that is why we have settled on Barbados National Day to celebrate two significant events in the life and journey of the sovereign state. I'm not sure if this is the one, this is the article. Yes? Right, there is where she says that they will revisit this at another time. And let me tell you, it is their intent to do away with Independence Day completely. That is based on this administration and how they operate. This is all before. This is one of the things they're doing before elections. Okay? Now, I want to talk to you about political timing and optics of this. Changing a national holiday's name and meaning is not trivial, you know. It touches national identity, legal holiday status, and how the public relates to its past, which is why, once again, lawyers in this country were saying that it was not even legal. What they were doing in changing it to the Barbados National Day was not even legal. Again, another one of those legal issues. Laws, they flout the laws, they don't keep the laws in this country. Now, the quick reversal, you know what that is telling us? It's another one of their walkbacks. The government underestimated the public's reaction. Yeah, they chose not to take on this cultural war because it would have been a war inside of here if they had done that. And while they say they are a government that listens to the people, what's strange is that they never come to the people first. So how are you going to know what the people want? She's in parliament and she says, I know what you want. I know what Bajans want. But she's hardly in the country. She doesn't meet with the people. She doesn't hear from the people. If you heard from the people, there's no way you and your cabinet would have even suggested this. Right? The government now says 30th November will continue to be celebrated as Independence Day. For now, that is a decision, but for how long? Will it be final, or is it going to be revisited post-election? Elections could be any time over the next 15 months. I want Barbadians to remember this before I close on this segment here. November 30th is more than a date. It is identity. Do you hear, Barbados? It is what Barbados says about itself to itself. The government has backed off of a change, but the mere fact that it tries to tell you the fault lines are there for you as a listen, folks, for us as a nation, for you as Barbadians. I said I was going to say you, but I'm Barbadian as well. Judy Jills like to tell me that, so I had to take that back. We need to ask ourselves, are we celebrating freely? Or this year, are we being led because are we celebrating because somebody's now decided that we need to celebrate? What about last year? Last year, remember saying to Dave, this is such a shame. You know, they don't have all the roundabouts lit up. You remember how it used to be? Everything was so bland the last 3 years that all of a sudden they decide we are going to celebrate it this year, and we celebrate it. Do you see what I mean? Because now they decide. Arisa said Barbados has become a toy shop for these big kids where they believe they can pick, choose, and refuse at will. And that's where I have the problem with this government. Okay? That's where the problem is for me with this government. Tanisha said she hopes the citizens of Barbados open their eyes because Barbadians are bleeding now. Wait until after election if this government gain power again. I am telling you, if these are the same actors, if these are the same cartoon characters, the Miss Piggy, Pinocchio, all of them. If these are the same people, I tell you, do not believe one word that they are telling, especially this man on the screen. He and his boss. You can't believe them. Can't believe them. Pinocchio. Dolores is asking if the PM is still a Barbadian citizen. One has to ask that. This woman is fixated on Errol Barrow and wanting to basically remove his history. That's what it's all about. I agree with you, Sonia. Square Force, she said she's building on the past, but she's destroying it because she wants us to remember her. Yeah? Joanne is agreeing. The impending elections, folks. The impending elections. That is what this is all about. And now she has an attack dog there. And I'm using this as a metaphor. Okay. It's an attack dog. And that attack dog, I'm going to talk to you about getting ready for elections. That attack dog that was ravished by the sheep. I don't know how an attack dog is going to be ravished by a sheep. Because the sheep is going to run away from the attack dog. And I'm using attack dog in quotation because that is what he's called inside there. He is sent and he's gearing up. He is gearing up to attack the show. Apparently, in Parliament, I was reliably informed that he was calling the show, talking about the show 3 times in Parliament. Election is coming up. Get ready. He has been known to be the one that they use to attack people. Kerry Simmons, who is now saying he was ravaged by a sheep. And we showed you, I interviewed the sheep. And we showed you the sheep's response last night, which is why I will always say, you don't listen to one side of the story. If we had just listened to Kerry Simmons, right? The attack, who they're calling the attack dog, and I'm putting it in quotation, lest you misunderstand what I'm saying. I'm not calling him a dog. I am saying that is the name that is given him because he goes out and he attacks the opponents. He attacks the people from the other parties. That is what he has been known to do. And I'm segueing into this election season that they are now in. They are in full mode election season. And look how he has given us. He has given us so much to work with. Huh? We are going to launch an investigation series into this story of Kerry Simmons being ravaged by a sheep. We are launching an investigation series in there. And before the night is up, I'm going to just go over what we did last night in this investigative series. All right. With this, yes, we're going to do that. Yes, there, Baba Black Sheep. Have you any wool? Huh? Because And this is what I say, right? When they are in, and you know what they try to do when they go to parliament, inside parliament, there are certain privileges that they have, and they could say anything that comes out of the mouth. You remember the other one that was talking about the jump offs? He spoke about the jump offs. I am just saying what he said, and he ate all these jump offs and all of that. The jump off, he spoke about the jump off, the one that spoke about the jump off, and how he told all these lies on Miss McLean inside of parliament. And Miss McLean came on the show and told him, the big man, told the big man, come outside of parliament and make those statements. He can't. So this is what they're accustomed to, loyal opposition. They're accustomed to making these statements about people in parliament that they can't make outside. And I dare the Gary Simmons, come out of parliament and make that statement about the sheep. Because the sheep is saying otherwise. And because he knows he's protected, he went there and said he was ravaged by the sheep. Dave, let's hear his comment again, because for those people who did not hear last night. And then you're going to hear what the sheep said. Okay? You're going to hear what the sheep said. So the question is, who ravaged who? That is a big question. Who ravaged who? And today, I went to see the sheep. Went back. I tell you, I'm doing an investigative series on the sheep. And because we want to know who ravaged who. The sheep looks traumatized. That's the thing. That's why I tell you, don't listen to one side of a story. All right. But we're going to happy Independence, Barbados. Happy Independence, Barbados. It's good to have a little laugh sometimes. I believe it or not, I was getting up in the middle of the night and laughing about the sheep. You know, I go to the bathroom in the middle of the night and burst out laughing. It's good to have a little fun sometimes, and he has given us a lot of fodder for 15 months. I don't know who he's going. Somebody who is ravaged by a sheep, he says, going to attack who? Please. Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord. But I'm here talking to you. I'm waiting on my 7:30. The person who's supposed to come at 7:30, and I'm not seeing that person. I am not seeing that person. But Dave, we could just go ahead and let's show the young Dems flyers then, because we're supposed to have GITHAE is supposed to be joining me. And that's why I've gone on to talk about the the sheep and all of that. And so let's have if he got up, he would be laughing as well. We like a good laugh. We like a good laugh. All right. So I was waiting on my guests. I wasn't wasting your time. Those of you said Marcia wasting time. I was waiting on the guests. I do have a lot of other material to talk about. And I'm just waiting on her. Let me just see if Dave is able to give her a call for me, Dave, to see what the challenge is. I know that, yes, let's see what happened, if she's having any challenges logging on. Dave, her number is there. You could double check for me. So this weekend coming up, there is a youth event, and I would encourage everybody to come out to the youth event. Go out to it. Although, you know, the whole family can attend, they have a youth line on Friday, November 7th that starts at 7 p.m. Okay, and this is all at Savvy on the Bay. That's Savvy on the Bay. They're the same place that the government wants to, you know, take from the owner and give it to the Afro-Exim Bank, Afro-Exim Bank. Okay, this is the same location of the gentleman bought it from the government, built it up nicely. When you go there, it is so beautiful, and because, you know, money probably passing, somebody hand get grease. They decide they want to take away Savvy on the Bay from the owner, right? Compulsory acquisition, as the same what they did to Miss Ram. They want to do to Savvy on the Bay. All right, to Mr. Kinch. And thank God that the people of Barbados stood behind Mr. Kinch, even when they put out a narrative of this white man. Right? But thankfully, the people saw through the nonsense and stood with Mr. Kinch. And again, they had to back off, Barbados. So the young Dems are going to be there Friday night at 7. And then Saturday night at 7, they have a big event for the whole family. You've got to come out, okay? And it's Saturday, November 8th at 5 p.m. They are reaching out to people who are part of the party, not part of the party. They have speakers there who are not part of the party, people who are performing. So it's a national event, okay? I know that there are members of the loyal opposition who are helping there as well with the, especially the Kenya delegation. There are either 4 to 5 persons who are Kenyan who are going to be there at that event, guys. And so the big rally is going to be Sunday at 5. And, you know, you can come along there. I'm told they're going to have the food trucks are going to be there. So for all of these events, you can come and you can get something to eat right there on Savvy on the Bay. Support Savvy so that they can stay open. All right. These are some of the speakers. Valentine GITHAE from Kenya. She's going to be speaking, and she is from the 625 movement, and she is going to be one of the speakers there. And Shalika Vidal from Dominica. Shalika Vidal, I need to say Senator Shalika Vidal. And Shalikia will be there as well, and she's going to be one of the speakers. And then we have all the other. Zika John is going to be a speaker, and we also have Dawn Marie Armstrong, Dr. Dawn Marie Armstrong. There's our own Shakwani Hunt is going to be there, going to speak as well. And so I believe it's going to be a great event. It's going to be a great event. We have a little, it's a video here from Shalika. Shalika is due to be on the show with us on Wednesday, but she sent along a little video. So go ahead, Dave, with this video.
A pleasant good day to everyone. I am Honorable Shalika Vidal from the Commonwealth of Dominica, and I am so excited to be a part of the Youth Ignite weekend in Barbados. This weekend consists of various activities, which include Tech Charge, that's the youth line. Then there's the National Youth Rally, where I will be a featured speaker. And then there's the Youth Forum, where I'll also be speaking. So come on all, come on down, and let us have an amazing weekend filled with discussion, engagement, and true Caribbean youth empowerment.
Yes, we have the little wind there in the background, but you would have heard what she said. And so she is coming, as far as I know. Ticket is paid for. you know, and their accommodation booked and told. And they are on their way to Barbados, coming in, some on Thursday, some on Friday. And there are 2 senators that are coming from Dominica. And then there are 5 young people who are Kenyans who are coming. So in total, they have 7 persons coming in. Don't you think that's fantastic? Plus the local speakers. You all need to not miss this. Bring out the entire family. This is what, oh, this is somebody from Kenya. Go ahead. And I think he's right now in Washington. So some of them are in Washington, DC right now. Go right ahead, Dave.
In 1963, Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." And he finished by saying, whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. So these weekends in Barbados, from the November 7th to 9th, we will be standing on business with the youth, just like our boy Martin Luther King. My name is Alexander Kinyanjui, and I'll be there. So see you there.
Listen. It's called Youth Ignite. And I believe that with these wonderful speakers that are lined up here, Dr. Dawn Marie Armstrong, I can't get to see all the names, but I know their names, some of the names. Shaquani Hunt, Zika John, Kevin Campbell is the MC, Ramon Goodman is an MC, Quincy Jones, Terrian Reed, Dale Rowe. Oh my word, folks, you don't want to miss it. And it's free of cost. Bring everybody, bring the whole family. What I love about this is because I love the fact that it is national, right? So anybody can come, you know, it's not a political meeting. I like that aspect of it. I love that aspect of it, that it is, yeah. And guess what? A birdie told me that they have filmed a second part of the video. They have filmed the second part of the video. This is supposed to be their time. So we have another 7 minutes in the time. So I'm going to ask Dave to find that if he can. I'm putting him on the spot because we're filling the segment because the person did not come on. They're filling the segment. So Dave, if Dave has the ad that created such a big storm, everybody talking about this ad, yeah, they have gone out and they filmed a second part of it. All right, and they will tell you when you'll be able to see that, right? But I know that it was filmed. So, folks, whether you are part of you don't have to, my understanding from Janine is that it's not a political rally. It is a national youth rally. And so it's not, you know, their regular political meeting that they normally do on a Sunday. This is very different from that. All right. So they'll be dealing with national issues. On the Sunday, there is a youth forum. So this is now a time where they sit together in a more intimate setting right there on Savvy on the Bay. And they now discuss in more detail various of the different issues that are affecting the youth. And, you know, it is their hope that through what they're doing, they will be able to somehow gather information for their youth manifesto. All right. So the youth manifesto is what they are working towards. And I think that is wonderful. They're not just having a discussion and leave it there, but the plan is to create a youth manifesto. Okay, so let's watch the famous video.
Yeah. See some moving. Let me go. See some moving. Let me go. Let me fast, man. See some moving. Let me go. Sweet girl, come. Sweet girl, let me go. You want to see the place as we? Some moving, sweet girl. Let me go. See some moving.
everyone, my name is Janine Butcher and I am the president of Young Democrats. Listen, Barbadians, we coming for seats, and from today, it is seats are moving.
Seats are moving. Seats are moving. Seats are moving. Seats are moving. Seats are moving.
There you have it. There you have it. And you know, it was so wonderful to have and his name is gone, the young attorney who came on the show, Fantas. Somebody's going to help me with that. Fanis. He was on the show, and you know, he was able to bring to put everything in context of what they were doing, because this is a video that was filmed in September, way before, weeks before, at least, you know, weeks before the you know, the unfortunate event occurred where the bus turned over. And the good thing about it is that, you know, leadership is about pivoting and about you know, this thing has occurred, and they are rising to the occasion to speak to the young people about, you know, this van culture. And I believe that those are some of the issues that they're going to be speaking about on the Sunday in their youth forum. Damian Fanos, thank you, Monica. I tell you, you guys are the best. All right. So we're going to, since this was supposed to be their time, we have 2 more minutes in their time. Dave, if we can go ahead and play the animated version. All right. Yes, Damian Fanos is the gentleman that was on, and he was able to, you know, really put everything in context. It's a group of young people, and they're excited about going to Parliament. It's really what it's all about, and it was filmed ahead of that, way before that. All right. And as I said, I was told that one of the areas on in the forum that they are going to discuss, which is super important, to bring your young people to that forum on the Sunday, because they want to talk about the van culture, right? And you know, really to look at that, because that is something that has occurred in society, and so they are responding to that, and they should, as they should, you know. So I think that is wonderful. Go ahead, Dave. Thank you.
Seats are moving. One day I'll pay. Seats are moving. Seats are moving. Seats are moving. Seats are moving. One day I'll pay. Seats are moving. Seats are moving. Yellow is the code. Determination the mode. Young Dems rise up. We carrying the load. Future in we hands. Barbados we see. Seats and moving. Jump on the DLP. Seats are moving. There we push the bus. One DLP. Moving on with us. Together as one. We can take the fight. Seats and moving. The future bright. Solo we don't knock your eyes on the prize. No time to waste. Energy strong. We setting the pace from the block to the hill, from the coast to the town. One DLP, we can hold it down. Seats are moving, let we I'm moving.
Yes, guys. That is their ad. That not their ad. That's their song. That's their song. And the ad is what we played earlier. Now, if you have, do you have an ad for your political party? The same thing we did last time. Last elections, everybody was accommodated on the channel. The only thing we didn't do though, we said we were not going to have any of the major parties on at that particular time. So we had, Steve would remember, all of you, we had everybody on here. Everybody, all of the political, all your ads were played, interviews done, all of them. So you have something to advertise as elections. You might as well say you're in election season, you know. You know that. Send it to me. Send it to me. All right. You have your political party has a youth event happening. Send it to me. Send it to me, as we did during last election and the election before. We will do it. We are in election season. Believe it, whether you believe so or not. The BLP is in election season. So all of you parties, if you are serious about anything, you should get into that. You should be out there. That's a whole nother thing. I'm not even going to get into that, but you all know how I feel about that. Yeah. All right. Now, as we prepare for the next segment, Dave, just go ahead and give us a transition here. I'm by myself tonight until, I'm not sure what's happening, but I'm here. So, Dave, go ahead and.
St. Lucie! Dog! Not a donkey! We deserve clean water in the country! Yeah! Get the people ball out! No justice in sight! Let's go! St. Lucie, your heart so strong, but them treat your patients wrong. 7 years we begging please, we getting punished for the liberties. Why sick, need clean water to drink, but brown like cow dung coming in the sink. Who sell them soul just to keep we down? Enough is enough, time to stand we grow. Run water, vote them out. Cow dung water, vote them out. Dirty water running from we pipe. Them out, vote them out. St. Lucie deserve better. Shout it out, vote them out. Vote them out. No more lies, we changing sides. Vote them out, vote them out. Morning come, same old stress. Water so nasty, I feel depressed. Sickness rising, frustration high. How long them expect we to comply? Saying it's safe, just drink it down. Who does drink that dirty water in town? BLP, a test ain't real. Show we okay about the parish states. Run water, vote them out. Cold down water, vote them out. Dirty water running from we pipe. Them out. Vote them out. St. Lucie deserve better. Shout it out. Vote them out. Vote them out. No more lies, we changing sides. Vote them out. Vote them out. We forgotten, left behind God's back. 7 long years break camel back. We paying bills, still catching hell. Dirty water got we under spell. Raise funds, take them to court. We want justice, that's the report. Excuses done, patience thin. No retreat, we fighting to win. Go, vote. T-water, vote them out. Brown like mud, vote them out. St. Lucie strong, tear them down. Vote them out, vote them out. Blood water, vote them out. Blood water, vote them out. Fight them out. St. Lucie stand up proud. St. Lucie stand up proud. Vote them out, vote them out. Blood water, blood water. Fight them out. Vote them out, vote them out. St. Lucie out. Vote them out, vote them out. St. Lucie stand up proud. Tell the whole Barbados loud. We want clean water, no backing down. And if them can't provide, vote them out.
St. Lucie brown, still water, good to the last drop.
It may be brown, but it's safe to drink.
You serious?
We also do bacteriological parameters. And by that we know that coliforms aren't present, which are harmful, and we know the heavy metals aren't present. And the silt causes the color, but that would not affect the safety of the water. So
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
we haven't found anything negative in the water. The color is off-putting, but that's because from the sediment.
It may be brown, but it's safe to drink.
Talo. Sorry.
Now, thank you, Dave. The big thing is going to be, and I think it is so important, St. Lucie. St. Lucie, St. Lucie, St. Lucie, St. Lucie. Don't say, we're not going to, you're so angry, you're not going to vote. This is why you go out and you vote. You send a message. You let them know you're not animals. Let them know that you're not animals, and you won't forget. They're going to come with sweet words. Trust me, they are already in election mode. They have released their campaign song, and they are in election mode. And the thing that trust me, loyal opposition, they did not count on this show. They did not expect. This party, the BLP party, believes that they own social media. You see how they behave? Very aggressive. Very aggressive. This is why I say if they come on here, don't be aggressive with them. You understand? Don't let people share their opinion. It's a show. The people going to come and they will, once they're not disrespecting the people and cursing and so on. Different opinion is a different opinion, right? But let me tell you, they are already in election mode. They have their slogan, right? They have a slogan and they have a song. And that song, they have 5 artists singing on that song. Some of the biggest artists in Barbados and regionally as well. In 15 months. It's not long. And there are some who they say that, they don't believe in voting and all of that and so on. But when you think, right, when you think of what they have done and had the audacity to put that as their slogan, that we are succeeding. That we are succeeding. Who is succeeding? They have the audacity to say that when they lead, that we succeed. When? Correct. That minister should be the first. Are the people in St. Lucie succeeding? Are the people in St. Lucie, are you succeeding? Drinking that dirty, muddy water? Who are these Bajans that are succeeding, though? Who are the Bajans that are succeeding? Can anybody tell me who are these Bajans that are succeeding right now? Young people are looking for jobs. A young lady told me she got a job. I was so excited for her. It's 2 weeks working for government contract. 2 weeks. Another person they get a 3 weeks. But the usual thing is 2 weeks. And they count that as employment. See? And that's why they are saying they're at a record low. Right? Who are the Bajans succeeding? Anybody went to the supermarket lately? Most of you go to the supermarket. Where's the success? Where's the success? What kind of succeeding are they talking about? Yes, those who are working for the ministers doing contracts, getting the big this, and they can buy the big ride and so on. A handful of people in Barbados, friends, family, and Kool-Aid drinkers that are reportedly succeeding. And when you speak about them, you no longer succeed. Ask that man. Yeah. Ask the man there that talks about, ask Patrick King. Who are the people succeeding in this country? Delores says, if Mia thinks she could put Barbados on a platter and hand it over to the devil, she says, in the name of Jesus Christ of Nazareth, no way, not Barbados. Oh my goodness. Somebody says all of our taxes are not invested in Barbados into anything worthwhile for the masses. Yeah? Who are the people succeeding? They are in campaign mode, I tell you. I don't know when this picture was, though, so let me not say that. Yes, I heard that. They're saying I'm calling her Miss Piggy. Well, let her stop that behavior and let it go down in the record. I will never be talking to another Black woman about their looks. I will never do that. I talk about their behavior. Just the same way I talk about the behavior of Liz Thompson. If this is a Miss Piggy, the other one is a hog. And everybody knows that she's a hog. And when she speaks, we want to puke, right? Collectively, we want to puke. We know that. Yeah, and I'm not joking with them, because they are, when you're gonna see, you try and hands and glove them, they're gonna take off the gloves and come for you. That's how they roll. She is an attack dog, and the one and the other one there that called another one in there blubber of fat. Blubber. How many 1,000-pound blubber of fat? Kerry Simmons called the PM that. And now talking about, look, see her there? I don't know who they come in at, because nobody not afraid of you all. She is rude. She's rude and want putting in her place. And they know she's rude. Because they know she's rude, they use her. They use her in the elections season. And they use Kerry Simmons, the one who was ravaged by the sheep. Yes? And who came out, and to me, it seemed like he's declaring his hate for the prime minister. That's what it came out to me like. So because, yeah, that's the thing. They feel like they're the only ones. Mr. Bob, you don't want to come. I was trying not to bother you tonight, and you see all my guests leave me out. But I am on here having fun. I having fun with my people. Waiting on another one who's supposed to come on from church. She's at church. I tell you, we're trying to diversify the program and bring on new guests and so on. But these things happen sometimes. The guest who was supposed to be on at 7:30, she had a procedure at the doctor today. And she said she was feeling good enough to be able to come on, but apparently not so very good. So she didn't come on. So you see, we tried to fill the spot because you know how it goes, and we having fun. Yeah, she's rude and cantankerous. She's like really a hog in lipstick. And it's God truth. She needs to change her inside. A beautiful woman, by the way. Beautiful woman. I remember when she wasn't always this way, that from what I saw. But she just turned into this. You see my face? That's how she turned. And it, you know, I mean, she's still a beautiful woman, but her insides, it's just not good. Not good. Yes, cantankerous, bombastic. And we're going to call it what we see. Yeah? And they're getting ready they are getting into election mode. Yes? And so what they released their song. They went ahead and released their song. And so what we did, some people did. Listen, this is a weapon formed against them. Whether they win or not, we will be right here waiting for you. Listen, I want to make to my diaspora people. I'm begging tonight. You out there from the diaspora, please help me to get Starlink. It came into my spirit today that they're going to try. You remember when they took me off the internet and they're trying to tell me they're at the where is it? Lime, we call Flow is telling me that we don't have our account never existed. The people wipe us out completely. Listen, I laughing now. And that's one of the reasons I support Janine, because Janine Butcher and another Donna, I can't remember her last name now. They are the ones who made sure I was up and running so I could come to you guys. And that's why I support her, you see, as a person. But I need to get Starlink. I need to get Starlink. So I'm begging, you know, and not on behalf of myself on this show, because then it will not stop us. Today it occurred to me, but Marcia, you think they're going to want you to? They're going to try to keep you on in election time? No, they're not going to want to do that. They are going to mess with my internet. I know what they're going to do. So I need Starlink. I don't am ashamed to tell you all. I need Starlink. I'm preparing, right? I'm preparing, and I heard Starlink is in the yes, Starlink is in the Caribbean big time now, right? Yeah, Starlink. So they're going to try to tighten the screw, but we have to think, well, we have to be one step ahead of them, right? So anybody who can help me to get Starlink set up so that nobody, they will not have the authority, they will have to turn off my electricity. But once I have electricity and I have Starlink, I can come to you. Yes, somebody can bring it in their luggage. I'm serious. We have got to fight. Probably it's a good thing the person didn't come so I can talk to you freely on here tonight. Yeah? But I'm going to go ahead with my segment. Yes, it's accessible in Barbados. Okay. Yes, we set the pace. Somebody told me that today too. We set the pace for their discussions. All right, folks. Yes, Teroni for the win. Teroni says, if Marcia Weeks, if the current up, we will get a generator. We will get a generator. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, y'all. You see why I dress up and come on the show? Because the Terronian, these people, you know, the loyal opposition, listen, Kim Tay, you hear what he said? We will get a generator, because we're not stopping. Yes? So we gonna get Starlink. Yes, folks. Yes, they can't do nothing to the Starlink because it's connected over, so it's Elon Musk. Them they don't have no power over that. And yeah, and she is the loyal opposition must continue the work. Well, folks, we're gonna just play a little of this song. So we have a different kind of a show tonight. And then I'm doing the modular builds. Who is modular builds? And this is an investigative special, just the way we did it, the investigative special on the sheep, right? The ravaging of the sheep. We're doing an investigative special on who is modular builds. Okay, so Dave, go right ahead with that.
You say when labor leads, Bajan succeed. Well, here we now. This the people grieve. Oh yeah. When labor leads, Bajans bleed. When labor leads, we find we need. When me a lead, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor leads, Bajans bleed. When labor leads, no room to breathe. When me a lead, we can't achieve. Tell them no, the people grieve. Say progress, but who it feed? Promise sweet, but none succeed. Small man strain can't meet he need. Tell me again who really lead. Bills climb high, hope get lean. Talk sound good, but life still mean. Every day we toil and dream, still waiting on that brighter gleam. When labor leaves, Bajans bleed. When labor leaves, we found we need. When me a leave, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor leaves, Bajans bleed. When labor leaves, no room to breathe. When me a leave, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. Forward, forward, but who we trust? Forward, forward, still eating dust. Me a lead, same old fluff. We tired now, enough is enough. Forward, forward, but who we trust? Forward, forward, still eating dust. Me a lead, same old fluff. We tired now, enough is enough. When labor lead, Bajans bleed. When labor lead, we turn we need. When me a lead, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor lead, Bajans bleed. When labor lead, no room to breathe. When me a lead, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Oh yeah. When labor leads, Bajans bleed. When labor leads, we find we need. When me a lead, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor leads, Bajans bleed. When labor leads, no room to breathe. When me a lead, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. When labor leads, Bajans bleed. We find we need. When me a lead, same old fluff. We tired now, enough is enough.
Yes, when labor leads, enough is enough. I tell you, enough is enough. We Bajans bleed. We Bajans bleed. As somebody said, let we go, Marcia. So let we go. And today is Dominica's Independence Day, 47 years. Happy Independence Day, Dominica. And Barbados is celebrating Independence Day, well, Independence Month. And happy independence to Barbados. Yes, this song is so sweet. Guys, when the songs, you hear the songs, share them all over in every group that you have. Take the songs and share them. Okay? All right, folks. You see, let me all over the place. We're going to talk about these modular builds. Who is modular builds? This is an investigative special. Now, last night, Dave played a little clip there on this guy who is saying he seems to be the marketing manager for modular builds, and he's telling us about these houses. So let's refresh your minds before we go into this investigative special. Go right ahead.
So hi guys, I'm Hardeep Singh and I'm the owner of Modular Builds Barbados, and we're in St. Lucie this afternoon where we are building 86 houses, affordable 2 beds and 3 beds. So behind us we have a 2-bed house frame which we started about an hour ago, and as you can see we're nearly, I'd say about 70% done with the frame. So this is galvanized steel which is coated in something called GR90. It's sea salt resistant. I'm not going to say proof because that's not the right word to actually say, but it's anti-rust corrosion resistant, which is great because we have obviously the sea salt here in Barbados. But yes, we've got a great development going on here. We're very excited as the houses go up very, very quickly. So in about 10 days from now, this house will be fully complete and ready to hand over to Hope. And yeah, we're very excited to be in Barbados. So the foundation, as you can see, that's what takes the actual longest here. So that took us about 3 weeks. We have to give it about 2 to 3 weeks to cure the slab. So what we've done in the meantime is we put the frame up, but we're not going to anchor down the frame as yet. So this house, where you're at now, where you can see it, is that framing stage. Straight after this, we'll be at cement board stage. Then we liquid glue the seams, do a trowel plaster, put the roof on, and then we finish with the electrics, plumbings, and finishings inside. So to answer your question, Zach, it would probably take us about another 10 to 12 days from today to finish and hand over this house. And that's how it works.
Okay. Now, so folks, you heard it from him, Hardeep Singh. Okay. Now, we're going to talk about modular builds. I want us to pay attention, folks, and ask me the hard questions in the comment section if there's something I'm missing. You know how we do it. We do this together. All right. Because some of you out there are better at this than I am, and you will catch things that I'm missing. So stay with it. Let me just say up front, though, that the idea and the policy, or just the thought of wanting to create homes, low-income homes for Barbadians, is a good idea. I think we can all agree on that. This is a good idea. If these homes work and they're truly low income and they are what they say, and they can withstand the hurricane and they can withstand, it's a good idea. So I don't want you to get me wrong. We're not here. I am not here, wanting to kill the idea, because this will be homes for Barbadians, right? But the problem is this, that a lot of us smell a rat here. Remember, this is being done under the same Hope Inc., where we have the big housing scandal, where there's a scamming that went on, all of that went on with the Hope Project. Remember? Yeah? And that's why Senator Ryan was on talking about questioning, asking for transparency in the Hope housing deal with this Guyanese firm. All right? So it's not that we are saying that people should not get homes, but we don't want Bajans to be left with the bag, the taxpayers with the bag. Listen, there's 60,000. That we don't know what has happened to it. 60 million, what am I saying? Need to drink my coffee. Yes? So, folks, this is serious business, you know. This is not 2 cents. And this is taxpayers' money. So, those of you who are going to say that we are criticizing the Hope Houses and this initiative. No, what we are saying is that we need to have accountability. We must have transparency. There must be systems in place to protect the Barbadian citizen. That's what we're saying. Please share up the live as we go into this tonight. Fast homes. You heard him say 10-day promises. Foreign firms. A UK court winding up a company with the same name. No public procurement documents. In Barbados, we don't have a Freedom of Information Act. So tonight we're asking plainly, who is Modular Builds? And can we trust them to build homes for Barbadians? Can we? Please stay with us. Share, like, because you know the trolls are going to come and they're going to start to report the page. Modular Builds is a name on recent promotions that are tied to this new government housing project, right? Their marketing director is here in Barbados, Mr. Hardeep Singh. That's who we saw on the in the video, and he has been on local TV promising houses in 10 days. The company shows demo builds and factory footage, and it sounds great. But what exactly are we buying? Tonight, we're laying out the paper trail for you, Barbados. The PR claims and the hard engineering and legal questions that must be answered before public money changes hands. Paper trail. The first one is this. The company identity. There's an online UK presence of companies using the Modular Builds brand. In the Caribbean, local interviews and posts name a Barbados/Guyana affiliate and a regional managing director called Hardeep Singh. The company has been showcased in promotional videos and local TV clips claiming very fast production and assembly, right? So that's what we have. We know that, right? There is an online. So online, what we found so far is that they have a presence in UK, Guyana, and Barbados. All right, so we've established that. And they are saying that they can build the homes in 10 days. Now, second, registration and procurement questions. Local reporting flagged that the Barbados entity appears to have been recently registered. That's the other paper trail, raising the public question. How did a newly formed company land major housing work? If you were registered, right, September 25th, you were registered. How did you land major housing work so quickly? We tried on the internet. We tried to find if there's any public procurement notices or contract documents made available to the public. Nothing. We can't find anything. There's a big question there that we need to ask. How did they land it so quickly? Interesting. We have some more questions to ask about that coming later. So those are two facts that we have. All right. The third red flag. The Gazette. This one is very important. The UK's official public notice record shows a High Court winding up order for a UK company named Modular Build Group Limited. The company number is, in case you're listening, Hardeep Singh and your, and all the people who work with you, the company number is 142-69058. Modular Build Group Limited. This is a UK company. However, there's a High Court order for it to be wound up. And this was done on October 22nd, 2025. Hardeep Singh, is this your company? I'm asking the question. Did the High Court judge in the UK give a winding up order on this company? And was it liquidated? Meaning that basically you weren't able to pay your bills as they become due. And is it because you weren't paying taxes? Hardeep Singh, I'm asking a question. Everybody share up the live. Somebody who knows Hardeep might be able to pass the show on to him and he can answer the question. What this is, this winding up order that was done according to this official public notice record. I'm not pulling it out of my hat, not wearing a hat out of my hair. This was done October 22, 2025. According to what we found, it was in September that they registered a company in Barbados and is now up and running and making houses by October. Now, this winding up order is a formal court action to liquidate the company. Now, I want Hardeep Singh to let the Barbadian public know if this is the same, if this legal entity, Modular Build Group Limited, is this your company? Is this part of the family of companies? This similarity of name, because you did say, sir, that you have companies in the UK. It's a crucial lead that demands explanation. So we're asking you, is this the same legal entity behind the Caribbean deal? The fourth paper trail, we're saying, not physical paper, but found online. It is important for Barbadians to understand is that the modular sector, this kind of company that does these kinds of homes, okay? It's called, they're within the modular sector. The modular sector internationally has seen high-profile failures. Do you see why we're doing this tonight? It's not because we don't want Barbadians to have homes. It's that we've already lost $60 million. And if this is the same company that had to liquidate in the US by court, or in the UK by court order, we have to know. And if the sector is known for failures, several of these companies enter liquidation, half-built developments, mold problems when modules are exposed and projects are left unfinished. This track record means government must be extra cautious before awarding public housing contracts to new modular suppliers. So now that we've followed the paper trail and set the context, we're now going to examine the claims of modular builds. What are the claims that they are making? But before I do that, let me just go to the comment section here, because Mr. Hardeep Singh is very fast talking, and one of the things that that we will note is that he says it's going to be built in 10 days. I see Mr. Bab has joined me. He said, Mr. Bab, come. Mr. Bab, tell me if you're ready to come in. Yes, Mr. Bab, good evening. Before I go on, any comments you have to make before I move on in this investigative piece?
I have some questions as well to add to yours. I heard him mention hope. He was doing the project before.
Yes.
Is a hope under investigation?
Supposed to be.
Is that investigation completed?
No, it hasn't even been started.
How can you give a contractor or a businessman a job to do to build 87 houses to a company that has taken $60 million of Barbados taxpayers? Our government must answer that. Is that what from the UK?
Exactly. And remember, it was White Oak was newly formed.
Yes.
Newly formed, folks. This is why this is. Are you all sharing up this live? This is so important, Mr. Bab.
Yes.
White Oaks. Remember White Oaks, newly formed. And as Caswell told us, with 2 employees. Are we having the same situation here? This was a wind-up court order by the High Court in the UK with a company with a similar name, and that's what we want him to be able to tell us. Is it the same company? Is it a company, what a part of the family of companies?
And how much money is he being paid?
There you go. All of these things. Right? I will have to call back that number. I'm not sure if that's Senator Gill. Senator Gill, please call us by WhatsApp if that's you. We would love for you to be on this call. Senator Gill, if that's you, please call by WhatsApp. That would be more helpful for us. But, and I'm looking at your comments. You guys are asking. Thank you, Antonio. You think they can fool Bajans? Look at Antonio's question. I'm going to go back to my presentation, but I wanted to listen and see. You think you can fool Bajans? The concrete takes at least 28 days to fully cure. He said it over 3 weeks. So how are you going to say you're building the house in 10 days? You don't see, this is a fast-talking salesman. If the foundation, how long the foundation is going to take? What are you really building in 10 days? Fast talking salesman. Somebody said it. And this is why this is so important. Not because we don't want Barbadians to have homes. Yes, they should. And it's a great idea. You must commend the government for wanting to do it, but they're going to make a second mistake. Is this a new housing scam? Is this a shady deal? Is this a shaky company? We're asking the questions on here tonight. Media, please do your due diligence. The media of Barbados, I'm begging you, please do your due diligence. We cannot afford another scandal in the housing sector. Let me just continue, Mr. Bab. We have to contrast company PR claims 10 day houses, 3-day demo with absence of independent completion evidence. Because one of the things that we found, right, is that their PR is dramatic. You know, when you look at all that they have on Facebook and all you know, Instagram, wherever, you see the machines are cutting steel frames, panels snapping into place, and then they promise, you know, you can get it in 10 days. There's even one of the promos, guys, that they showed a demo story house that was assembled in about 3 days. Right? That's factory and assembly speed and impressive when true, if it is true. Right? But there's a difference between a framed shell and a complete, occupied, code compliant house. Do you know that I've been searching and I've not found any public independent records showing Modular Builds has handed over completed, inspected homes with any occupancy certificates in Guyana, in the UK, or Barbados? If it exists in Barbados, we're asking the government to release those records. Are there independent records that Modular Builds have handed out over completed, inspected homes that are code compliant? There's occupancy certificates. Do we have that? Is there a government signed handover lists? Is there whether Guyana? Today, my friends were very busy in Guyana because they had the swearing in Guyana today. And I couldn't get to speak to those that my friends that I have in Parliament. But that lack of verification is a glaring gap. We can't, the point is this, Mr. Bab and viewers, we cannot go off of what Modular Builds is saying about themselves. It's their PR. He has a UK accent. He's fast talking, a great salesman. All of their ads, it's dramatic. The ads are dramatic. Snapping, things snapping, and they're cutting steel, and it looks impressive and fast. And anytime you see stuff like that, you got to stop. Simply put, the company's internal videos and interviews shows us what they want us to see. We need independent engineers to give reports. We want to see completed handover certificates, warranty documents, and proof that these homes are durable, that they're safe and compliant for Caribbean conditions. Both Guyana and Barbados face low-lying, flood-prone terrain, Mr. Bab and viewers. Guyana's coast sits largely at or below sea level. Barbados, we have extensive flat coastal plains. We know that well. Where most people live, we're very flat. That makes robust foundations, elevated plains, and sophisticated drainage systems non-negotiable. We know that when the rain falls, we know what happens. These site works are often expensive to build these robust foundations for our kind of, terrain. Yes. And what we found, I don't know if it's the same in Barbados, but what we found in Guyana, some of they leave out the cost of the foundation. Okay. And also the time. These are some problems that we see overseas, and then we will have some discussion, Mr. Bob and viewers. One of the things that we found is that some of these units are they're prone to get damp and mold. Okay. Sometimes the steel corrodes in the salt air without proper coating. And you notice he corrected himself on there when he was talking about the steel, that it was not proof. It was not, he said it was not salt water proof. He used another term. Inadequate tie down and anchoring can fail in hurricane winds. So we have to look at that. And why this is important, everybody, is that a 10-day house could become an expensive, short-lived reality. Let me read that again. A 10-day house could become an expensive, short-lived reality. In Guyana, I found today some concerns about site and foundation needs being overlooked in the promotional pricing. The same risk could apply here in Barbados. In Barbados, the hidden soil, the drainage and coastal exposure costs can more than double the headline price. That's the risk taxpayers need answered before signing contracts. Mr. Bab, any thoughts there?
I'm wondering how much investigation was done and that our government was be sold on this type of housing for Barbadians and to be built. What type of where did they get the any records or any where houses were built and were able to withstand hurricane, the longevity of the building itself? Where did they get their information from, so that this housing, which is under investigation, should be still involved in house building? I cannot understand what this government is thinking about, and we have not heard a cost. What is how much will each house cost? They said low income earners.
Yeah, low income earners. I'm not sure if it is the same price that they would have promoted the others at. So I don't know. Probably there is a price. If somebody knows what the price is and can tell us, put it in the comment section. We
I've never seen the price. I'm not saying how much the government has paid, or if the government, if a homeowner will have to deal with hope and not the person who's building the house. I believe the person is building the house for the hope housing, and after mismanaging 60 million of our taxpayers' money, why are we going to go back to them?
That's the thing. As you said,
the premise of promise and investigation. So that's like I stole from a company, but I'm going to allow to do business with that hand over my head.
Yes. Huh. But they're moving along merrily, and no accountability for the $60 million.
They should not be involved in housing projects until that investigation is completed. I'm sorry. They owe it to Barbadians.
Listen, as somebody says, the court in London shut him down before, right? But if it is the same company, and that's how we are asking Hardip Singh to tell us, is it your company? Was there a winding up order by the High Court in London for your company? How many homes did you build in London? One of the things that we found, there's another lady, a UK from the UK, who in the evening started to help me, Mr. Bob, on this. And one of the things that we found was that the company, which I'm asking Hardeep Singh if it's the same company, there was no record of them building a home. What they built, what they did was extension, like a garage, or they built greenhouses.
Oh, so he's building sheds. He building what Barbados call a shed.
Shed. Now that is what we saw. That is actually what we saw, right? Of the company that we're asking Hardeep Singh if that is their company, because it has the same, a similar name.
Okay.
And that's the one that was liquidated by the High Court judge. They had to wind it up because they weren't paying taxes. They weren't able to pay their bills as they became due.
Mm-hmm. Have you wondered why, you know?
We have to
wonder why they were unable to pay their bills if it's the same company.
Yeah. So these are the questions that we yes, Ashed. Okay, we have not seen. And again, Hardeep Singh, answer please. Can you show us people living in the homes that you did in the UK? Can you give that to us? Why is it that when we get to hear fast, somebody talking a different accent and talking fast, we just believe everything that they think? Or is it that
I give away the money? But I give away our money.
Okay, give away your money, or they will go and find them like the White Oak people who come in and get the $58 million. Somebody get a cut from the $58 million, right? And White Oak gone about the business, and we're still in the same position that we're in. We're still high debt, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is. Somebody said money is disappearing. Somebody said the houses might float in the rain, right? And somebody said a dog bit you once, shame on you. If he bites you twice, shame on you, right? Listen, this here sound very fishy, very fishy, very fishy. I'm telling you. Let me just almost finish my little research that I did today. I went ahead, Mr. Bob, and you know, I put together an open letter that we're going to release. That open letter tomorrow, an open letter to the Minister of Housing and also to Hope Inc. Right? Because it is too important. This is too important. I'm so happy that Senator Ryan, who is going to join us, he's trying to join us on Wednesday, that he raised this issue. The challenge that we have, Barbados, is that we do not have a Freedom of Information Act. And so what that means is that public scrutiny matters. Do you hear me? Public scrutiny matters. Don't let them tell you you don't love your country while you are scrutinizing what they're doing. That they're gearing up for election. And they're going to put out a whole lot of patriotism in November to show you how patriotic they are. And that anybody who dissents does not love the country. But without a Freedom of Information Act, public scrutiny matters.
Agree.
And that's why, Mr. Bob, we're going to publish the Open Citizens Letter that everybody is going to share. Right? That will go to Hope Inc. and the Ministry of Housing. And it's requesting them to release all contract documents, company ownership details, the tender records, and certifications. Because here's the question. How many other companies were vying for this contract in Barbados? When was the tender process? What was so outstanding about this particular company that they were chosen? We're calling for immediate answers. Who owns the company? Who approved the deal? Who approved the deal? And what protections exist for the public's funds? And to the Ministry of Hope, Inc., you must also tell us if Modular Builds Barbados is a legally and financially independent of the UK entity that has, that must be a caller calling in. Just give us a moment, please. That was subject to a winding up order on October 22, 2025. If they're connected, that is not a minor paperwork issue. It's a major financial and reputational red flag that demands immediate explanation. The people who will live in these houses deserve better than a PR and quick fix. They deserve guaranteed safety, local employment, and durable homes, not headlines and hushed procurement. We want full disclosure of the contracts, the publication of the MOUs, and we're asking for this, but this is the BLP government, where everything is non-transparent, no accountability. We would like to see corporation matching. Show the registration numbers and directors for every linked entity in the UK, Guyana, and Barbados. Independent engineer inspections and copies of certifications for foundations, the wind/hurricane ratings and materials, performance bonds, warranties. You think we're going to get those, Mr.
No, no, they're not going to say anything. But that does not mean that we don't have to keep pushing and making an issue, because it appears, based on what you have on the screen, that this government has a problem with housing scandals. And I am not sure why they're using housing and I don't know if they're using it for extra financial money gains or to top up their campaign funding. But it seems that they always have a problem with housing scams. So I'm saying that whether they say anything or not, we have, as the public, it is our money. And we're saying to them, you're not going to mismanage another $60 million or more of our money before them open with us. We're after we were burned as taxpayers and robbed of $60 million. We must demand transparency in housing with anything to do with Fort from here on in, and they owe it to us, because the Prime Minister said that there was going to be an investigation. And declaring that there's an investigation means that there was something was wrong with what happened in that housing, and she admitted it. So here we are now that you have given a company which we know little about to do work for housing.
Yeah. Actually, on the screen here, Dave, thank you, Dave. Is talking about hardwood housing factory. This is an let's give the credit where we're reading this from. Is what's it? Can we go up, Dave, so we can see exactly? Barbados underground. Actually, they I guess they were us then in that time, you know, and they were putting out a lot of this kind of information. I don't know where they've gone now, but and here we're seeing they're talking about Hardwood Housing Factory Inc. is an example of the BLP's arrogance and contempt for you. It's a serious matter. You ought to be of your tax dollars are being spent willy-nilly without accountability. It's only when the BLP is put under pressure that you get disclosure. If David Thompson had raised the flag by calling for an independent forensic audit at Hardwood Housing Factory, you would have never known it's a government-owned company. It's the same thing with the Hope Inc. It's the same thing all over again.
We better I wouldn't be surprised if some of them they had shares in the same company that is building the building the steel houses, proposing to build steel houses. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
This is very, very serious here. You know, and so it says in just 1 year of operate. Oh, all along citizens, thank you, Dave. All along citizens were led to believe by Clyde Maskell that the owner is a poor little black boy who government was facilitating. In just 1 year of operation, Hardwood Housing Factory has gobbled up almost US $2 million of public financing through Enterprise Growth Fund. Right? The basis of government's ownership, this so-called ownership.
We just heard yesterday when Senator Walter said that some costs went from 900,000 to 4 million.
Yes. Their operating costs.
Yes.
The operating cost was over $9 million. You could say $1 million. And it was 913,000. Okay. That's their budgeted administrative costs. The budgeted operation costs. And it went to 4 million per year. Per year. Corruption. Stinks of corruption. And here it was again. What year was this? It's 2006?
2007, I saw
2007.
Yeah.
And here we go again. That was Hardwood. And if it is that we're not listening, Barbados, we hard ears.
And we got Steelwood.
Yes. Wow. Mr. Bob said I was Hardwood and this is Steelwood.
Steel in there.
What I wanted to show you is that this company, I believe Mr. Hardeep Singh and those who brought him here, they need to tell Barbados who this company is, more about this company. They need to answer the hard question. Did the UK High Court order the winding up of this same company? Is this what happened on October 22nd, 2025, when they could not pay their bills in the UK? Is that so? They have questions to answer. And folks, make sure we're sharing up the live. And I see Valentine is there. I want to give her a couple of minutes, and then I have to call Mr. Gill. We will call Mr. Gill in a moment. So I'll just Val will come on with us for about 10 minutes, and then because we missed her, right? Okay. Val, are you ready? Give us a thumbs up if you're ready. We can see you. Good night, Val.
Good night. How are you?
Good night. Good night.
We're great. How are you feeling now? I told them you were not 100%. So I hope you got a little rest.
Well, yeah, I was. Yeah, I got a little bit of rest. Thank you for asking.
Yes, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I heard you're coming to Barbados. Well, you'll be in Barbados.
Yeah. Yes, I'm so excited. I'm gonna be there this Thursday by around 3 p.m. And not just me, the other team members from our organization will be coming who are also Kenyans.
So tell me, can you tell us about how many persons are in your team that's coming? If Dave could put that flyer back up for us, that would be great. How many persons are in your team? And then tell us a bit about your organization.
So 3 confirmed, 1 tentative. So if it's the tentative decides to come, it's gonna be the 5 of us. So for now, let me just stick with 4 of us.
Yes.
So we have an organization, it's called the 625 movement. And 625 essentially means June 25th. And the reason we formed this organization is, if you can remember last year in Kenya, there were massive protests from June 18th all the way to June 25th. 26th. 25th was the peak where so many young Kenyans were killed because of protesting the draconian finance bill that was being pushed over by the IMF to us. So in order to remember those names and keep those memories alive, we decided to form our organization and name it like that.
To keep it alive. What can you tell us some of what you have done in Kenya and outside of Kenya?
Yes.
The 625 movement.
Yes, actually,
we saw you in the Kenya Times. We saw you in the Kenya Times, girl. But go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. So pretty much the whole Kenyan Times is a whole story. So what we've been doing is we've been doing civic education. So we have a spot here in DC known as the Sankofa, where we've been teaching about the politics of Kenya. We started from colonization from pre-colonization to colonization to independence period to the Kenya now. That is something we've been doing. We've also expanded to Kenya, where we have people on the ground, Kenyans on the ground, doing civic education as well in rural parts of Kenya. So teaching about the importance of elections and why young people, we should vote, because the only weapon we have as young Kenyans is the ID card. Not the ID card, the election. The only way we can remove Ruto is by voting. The other thing that we do currently, we are working on, we do human rights. On October 1st, 2 of our associates were abducted in Uganda after they attended a Bobi Wine rally. It's been 34 days they have been incommunicado. So we've been trying to lobby, trying to create awareness, doing everything that we can here in Kenya. They've been doing protests, drafting habeas corpuses, anything that we can to have them released. So what else do? We have a play coming up on November 23rd here in DC, where we'll be doing
play. And what is the play about?
It's called The Trial of Dedan Kimathi. So Dedan Kimathi was one of the Mau Mau revolutionaries.
Yes, I know.
Yes, so we've been doing that. And
when is the play? I wish I could come to it. I could see it. When is
it's going to be online? Now, November 23rd, we're going to live stream it. And if we don't live stream it, we're going to put it on YouTube.
Okay, so we can carry it as well.
Yes, and the whole Nairobi Times is also one thing that we do. We've decided that for us here in the DMV, in DC, for those members of the 625 here, we've decided it is our job to call out politicians. We are non-partisan, so we don't care who you are. So the reason I was even on the Kenyan Times, the former vice president of Kenya, who was impeached by Ruto, was here. And he had been perpetuating tribal narratives, because the politicians in Kenya like to divide us by tribe, and that's how they stay in power. And he's using the tribe that I'm from as a shield and a weapon, right? And people think he's protecting them, but he's doing it for himself. He's just the same as Ruto. So I was calling him out to his face and letting him know We've done that with other politicians who have visited here, because we believe as young Kenyans here in the diaspora, it is our time to take action and call these people, because they take advantage of the diaspora. The diaspora raises money and funds these people. When they go for these elections, they don't even do what is needed for Kenyans. They just do it for themselves in the name of Kenyans, in the name of, I'm from this tribe, I will cover you. So we are saying, we don't care who you are. We don't care if you hate Ruto. We already hate Ruto, but we are not going to let you stand on our backs and say you hate Ruto just to take advantage of our movement. So
wow.
yes, so we are not allowing that. So we are hoping that as we grow, we will usher in a new set of leaders, young, revolutionary, those who understand what's going on in terms of neocolonialism, those who understand Pan-Africanism. That way we can reform our country. I think it's time for the old guard in Kenya to rest and to allow young people to step in those positions of power. But as we do this, we also understand that there needs a lot of mind work to be done in Kenya, because even if we remove all these people and there's still young people who don't understand how neocolonialism works, don't understand the importance of upholding integrity and understanding how everything works together. You know, it's not just about Kenya or Uganda or Tanzania or Barbados. Somehow all these things work together, and I'll get into a little bit of that with what I've seen with your cybercrime bill. So that is something else that we are doing. Also, we've created a freedom school where we haven't started, but we'll start learning about ideologies and start shaping the Kenyan politics from a tribal-based politics to an ideology-based politics. This is something we envision is going to take 10, 15, 20 years, but we are still going to do it.
Wow. Mr. Bob, you hear what these young people are doing. You know, this is very, and she was telling me that most of them are in their 20s, right?
Yes.
Yes, inspiring, yes.
Wow, this is
And
fun. Mr. Bob, go right ahead.
I just want to welcome her unofficially to Barbados, but when she comes, I'm sure she will get an official welcome. And I hope that she enjoys her stay. And I'm encouraging a lot of our Barbadian young people to go out and listen to these people who have shared their experiences and their knowledge. And will give them, and I'm hoping I give our young people a grounding and a focus, especially when it comes to politics and participating in elections, because it determines their future. They can't afford to sit out. And I want that to be impressed on our Barbadian youth, that when all the partying and the fetting is finished, we still have to live here.
Correct. Correct. And you know, I see, is Farton part of your group?
Yes.
Oh, okay, so we brought that person in. Is a male or female?
Female. Fatun is female.
Fortune. Okay, I'm sorry. Fortune. Fortune, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Great to have you. We wish you could turn on your camera. That would be lovely. But can you?
I'm not in a position to at the moment, but I wish I could.
All right. Well, are you one of those that's confirmed that you will be in Barbados?
Yes, I'll be joining.
You'll be joining. Well, we are really, really looking forward to meet the 625 movement here in Barbados. And you're going to be at, this is Savvy on the Bay. The Tech Charge Youth Line is at 7 o'clock this Friday, actually. And then the National Youth Rally is where you're going to be speaking at Valentine, GITHAE. It's going to be on the 8th. And then the forum, the youth forum, where you guys are going to participate in that youth forum, is going to be on the Sunday with the or Sunday the 9th. And they call that the Youth in Action. So let me speak with Fortune. Fortune, I'm hearing so much about your organization, and I'm so impressed. I want to find out from you what part of it for you as a young person, or actually I need to ask you, what caused you to want to be part of the 624 movement?
I believe and feel like our government has a lot in terms of learning and growing and changing some things that are going on or ongoing. And I feel like a lot of or a big change is supposed to take place because you can hear me well.
Yes, we're hearing you well. We're hearing you well.
Yeah, because it's affecting us, the youth, the old people. I think
Mm-hmm.
we should learn and look forward to unlearning some things to better our government, our people, and just generally ourselves.
Yes, I love how you say to unlearn some things, and I'm getting that from Val because she's talking about changing the mindsets and etc. Are you looking forward to being in Barbados, Fortune?
Yes, I look forward to it. Yes.
Why? What about it? What are you? Are you? Can I ask you? Are you're in your 20s too?
Yes.
And what are you looking forward to in Barbados?
Well, I'm looking forward to.
She's something there with the probably Wi-Fi.
Yes, I'm looking forward to joining. Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we're hearing you. It's a little you're starting and stopping, but we're hearing.
Yeah, I'll try and find a better connection.
Yes, okay. All right. In the meantime, while you do that, let's talk to Val sorry, Valentine GITHAE some more. So Valentine GITHAE, as you I don't want you to give your speech now of what you're going to, but what's going on? Because you look like you are like a Martin Luther King or somebody. You look young, but I'm telling you, you're not easy. So tell me what's going on in your mind. What's that overarching thing that you believe that you want to, as you think about Barbados, as you study about Barbados, what's that thing that is growing inside of you that you want to share? Don't give us your speech yet, though.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm excited. What I'm looking forward is I've been having conversations and trying to understand a little bit about the politics of Barbados. And what I'm wanting to share is the similarities between that I think I will speak about. I don't think I can keep it to myself about sheep in wolves' clothing. I think that's the best thing. And the similarities between these wolves between Kenya and Barbados, because they are very similar. And like I mentioned, incidences happening in your country are not isolated to what's happening in Kenya. When I joined this meeting, I heard you talking about housing. I didn't understand everything, but in Kenya, we also have a housing crisis where the government is creating affordable housing, but they're pretty much ripping people off. So all these things, like I said, they are not isolated. So I'm really looking forward to digging into this. I'm also looking forward to the food. I'm looking forward to, to the seeing the beach, and hopefully it's warm over there. So I'm really looking forward to that. So yeah, I'm
Yes, it's
pretty excited.
warm. It's very warm. It's very warm.
Yeah.
Yes, and that we don't have too much rain, that you can enjoy. I hope you're staying near to the beach regardless. The beach is near, we're always near to the beach in Barbados.
Okay.
So you should be having a great time when you get here. So is there anything else? Let's see if Fortune now has a better connection. Fortune, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Right. So, anything you want to say to Barbados, Fortune,
Um,
before we go?
I'm looking forward to learning how the government works there, and I'm looking forward to meet new people, interact, and also enjoy the weather and the place and the culture.
Oh, excellent. I have to ask you all one more question. Fortune, I'm going to ask you. Somebody listening to you, I can't see you, but listening to you said, why these little young people believe they can really change, their country? Why should we even listen to them? Can they really do it? Have you anybody's ever said that to you? And when they say to you, what do you say to them?
I feel like we are the change that are needed because for the, I'd say in this way, the elderly people, they tend to just sit with what they know or what they used to and do not try and explore or like open their minds to new things or just in general be open-minded more and learn and unlearn things. And I feel like we are as young people are open to that and we're willing to push these things and do a better and a change for us and for our future because we are growing and we are really open-minded to such things, and I feel like we are the change that are needed.
Yes, yes, yes. And very well said, Fortune. Looking forward to having a longer conversation with you when you get here. And so I'm going to let Valentine GITHAE give us the final word there. And it's the same question. Somebody looking at you, you're young, you are a female, you're a Black female. What are you talking about changing a country? How is that going to happen?
Yeah, I think Africa and the Caribbean, or in essential developing countries, are ready or are ripe for revolution. And the reason I'm saying this, in the last few months, this year we've seen what? Nepal, was it last year? Nepal, Madagascar, Morocco. We saw Kenya last year. Today we are seeing Tanzania, right? And that is gonna continue spreading all the way to the Caribbean. Just even having this forum shows that young people are getting ready. It starts like this, are getting ready to make the necessary steps to change their country. And I remember when we were young, they'll tell us, the world belongs to the young, or your time will come, for the young. This is our time. So if you're young and you're sitting and someone is still telling you your time will come, no, your time is now, and when it comes to change, everyone plays a role. It doesn't matter. Sometimes you might think your role is small, but there is no small role. Just talking to someone about new information, sharing a flyer, sharing a TikTok, talking about politics or ideology, that in itself, that is a very big, big difference. The worst thing is to be silent. Silence is complicity. So I think we are ready. Our forefathers, I feel like the Kenyan Gen Zs, and I like to say the Zillennials as well, because I am one. I'm like in the middle of both worlds. The spirit of our forefathers, the Mau Mau, flows in all of us. And that's why we are ready to do what needs to be done, of course, peacefully. We want to differentiate ourselves from the old guard, which has the monopoly of power and violence. We want to do this in the right way, peacefully. So yeah, we're going to do this. We've been doing this, and time is coming where we are going to get to where we need to be.
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. And I remember Janine would have met you virtually on this forum. You were on the show along with Janine. And so I know she'd be very happy to meet you in person. And those of you who remember when she was on, you were telling her, bring the Kenyan. Well, she's coming. And there were two of you at the time. And so we are happy that you are coming, Val, and looking forward to a great, great session and hoping that. But what you have to say, adults would benefit to you. Do you think adults need to hear what you have to say?
Yes, everybody, like I say, there's no small role, there's no big role. Even us, we can learn. Like we always say we can always learn from the elderly and just learn from the mistakes that they did, right? We don't do those mistakes. And that comes from learning and listening to them. And I was talking to someone a couple of months ago. So this guy is, Malcolm X, this man is the surviving member of Malcolm X's party. And he was telling a friend of mine who told me that the biggest mistake that they did, his name is Peter Bailey, that the biggest mistake that they did during organizing when they were young is, let's say they had a meeting of 50 people and only 10 people came. They focused on getting the 40, right? Instead of focusing on solidifying the 10.
Wow. Say that
Because-
again. Say
Yes.
that, girl. Say that again.
The biggest mistake that they did was focusing on the many who did not come instead of solidifying the few who came. Because once you solidify those few who came and you have quality, they bring other quality, and that's how the movement grows. So those are some of the things we can learn. So I think it's absolutely necessary. And also what we are doing in Kenya, right? Like our parents have said they're going to vote who we tell them to vote. So
yeah, I heard that. I heard that. In fact, when I was there, there's a young man who was taking us around, and he said, you know, Marcia, what we did, we actually hid their voting card, and and we tell them who to vote because they don't really understand everything. So as I heard that, I remember him telling me that.
Yeah, that's something we're telling our parents who they need to vote. And there was talk, but I don't think, Kenyans joke a lot. They're like, we're going to take your voter's card if you're not going to vote for the right person, because we don't want people to vote on tribe again. And another thing that we are doing as the 625, we've created a voter's guide. We have our first draft ready. And the plan is to have it reduced to a simple language for all Kenyans to understand, and then hopefully translate it to all. Or
say the name of it. It's called a voter's guide. So
yes, a
tell us
voter's
more about that quickly.
So the voter's guide is going to pretty much entail what do you need before you vote. You need your ID. How do you register to vote and stuff like that. But also it's going to have questions of before you vote, look at the track record of this person. What did this person do before? What has this person done now? What are you looking to benefit? If you look at now, are you gonna benefited from this person being our member of parliament? So having to start bringing those set of questions to people before they vote, not because someone told them, I am from your Kikuyu tribe, I am from your Luo tribe, vote for me. No.
Wow, that is really, really. I am looking forward to sitting and chatting with you all. I know you want to go to the beach. But even if I have to come and sit down on the beach just to talk with you all, because I got to pull that in. I'm young too.
Yes. A Gen Z is a mindset.
Gen Z. Wow. Did you all hear that? Gen Z is a mindset. Yes. I'm Gen Z.
Yes, you are. Everybody is Gen Z. So long as they're with us, they're Gen Z.
Did you all hear that, people? Gen Z is a mindset. Come on. Well, thank you so much. I could talk to you for the whole night, GITHAE, Val, but I know you want to rest up your body. You'll be here on Thursday, and hopefully we'll be there to meet you and when you come in. Okay, so God bless. Thank you so much, Fortune, for joining as well, and we look forward to seeing you all. All right. God bless.
God bless. Thank you so
God
much.
bless you.
Yes. Bye. Awesome, guys. Oh, Mr. Bob, that's like beautiful, isn't it?
That was powerful. Yes, powerful. Yes. And I want to compliment the young Democrats for putting on such an initiative and intellectual young people.
Yes.
That was a great initiative by those young people to get those and interact with those persons from Kenya and across the Caribbean, and even right here in Barbados. And I'm hoping that the young people in Barbados are so inclined to take advantage, and even the persons who are not so young, to hear these young people and how they see politics and the involvement in elections and how they want, and it is their future. So what they want from future leaders.
Yeah.
Yes.
And but people are there. They have security there at Sabi on the Bay, and they have a lot of parking. Okay. So from what I saw, I've never been there for an event, but been there, and there's parking around. Yes, okay, David's saying yes. So, folks, there's no excuse. Get out there, make sure that get ready and come down the road, man, and listen to these young people. Yeah, I think that it's going to be. I'm excited. Okay. Oh, there are two more that wanted to join. You know what? Let's get them join in on Wednesday. Val, can you let them join on Wednesday? We're going to have those. Some Dominica are going to be on Wednesday, so let them join in on Wednesday because of the time. Okay, we've gone past that particular time already. Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay. She says sounds good. So they will join on Wednesday. Now, Mr. Gill. I was asking him to call, and my phone was ringing through because I think Mr. Gill was trying to reach us. So let me see if I can get him now. As you can see, the show changed and turned into lots of different ways, right? So we just flowed. We flowed with it. Yes. Good night, Mr. Gill.
Yes, that was a power pack, young people.
Yes, yes, yes,
very,
yes.
Very stirring, very, very stirring. They have the youth on their side.
Yes.
And they should be allowed to express themselves. MARCIA, what I would like to have a peep at this evening is, I know earlier, previous programs, you looked at the central bank report and over the last 9 months.
Yes.
But, and they concentrated mainly on tourism and construction, the two engines of growth. Now, I find some parts a little difficult to digest.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe someone has to explain it to me. Maybe I'm missing something. But the construction would tie back in with what you were doing there, that guy out of England and his construction company. Does he have his own workers, or who's contracting, who's subcontracting? Has he done a building yet in Barbados? All of these are things that I would like to tie in to the performance of construction on a whole, as it would affect the youth. Back to the youth unemployment, and it is a serious thing in Barbados. I mean, as you move around during the day, you see young, strong, vibrant, intelligent-looking people who are just idling. And the other thing that I'm noticing, or we all should have picked it up, is this inching up again of murders, shootings, as if you want to catch up with what went down last year. And it really has you perturbed. But let us start. I would like to start first with the and your figures first. That's why I like talking with you. The tourism.
Yes.
We see that tourist arrivals ex-UK have been falling, and tourism arrivals ex-US have been rising. And they've put it that for the first time in 30-something years, the US market has caught up and surpassed the UK market. Now, okay, there are two entities moving in opposite directions.
Yes.
Could you not have said for the first time in 30-something years, the UK market has fallen to the level of the US market and surpassed them downwards? or sunk below that.
Correct.
What is it? What I'm visualizing, Marcia, is an elevator, two lifts. One coming in a skyscraper, one coming from the 25th floor,
yes,
and one at, let's say, the 10th floor, and they intersect or overlap each other at floor 15. It's falling. So you cannot be upbeat. Of course, they sounded it in their voice, but you cannot be upbeat about that performance when that is all the UK market is all bread and butter. You don't lose your bread and butter and feel proud about it. Even before we go into things like spend and the duration of their stay, the first thing I would want to know is why has the UK market declined so precipitously? Why has it declined? Okay, or why is it on the downward trajectory?
Yeah.
Could it be anything to do? I don't know if you have anything there with the, or if this is too late notice, the an advisory from the UK, I think earlier this year or late last year.
Right. I think if we tell Dave, he might be able to find it. There was an advisory to UK tourists. I think this was concerning the crime.
Yes. You know, I remember hearing about it. So we ask ourselves, could it be linked? I'm not saying it is. Could it be linked to the crime, the uptick in crime over the last couple of years? Now I know last year I followed pretty closely. There was a shooting just in the road like that in the Maxwell area, and I think there was another one in the or the two could have been linked in the St. Lawrence Gap area, and tourists were interviewed, and they were startled, they were surprised to see this kind of behavior. And I remember the lady saying, well, she won't be coming back.
Oh.
Now, I heard that. Of course, I try to listen. There's certain bulletins I like to listen to. I like to hear the 4:30. I like to hear wherever I am, in the car, office, wherever. Even if I'm shopping in a supermarket and it comes on, I would pull close the speaker and listen to it. And this is something, I mean, you can't match yourself with Jamaica. Negril, Ocho, Mobe, these are big. We could fit into Jamaica thousands of times. So don't tell me about, oh, you have this, you have. No. Barbados is too small. And something tells me that it could very well be associated. Now, let us look at the spend and the stay. You hear the average UK visitor spends twice or more. I have friends coming down from Canada. They come along weekend. They have a special and that sort of thing. But it's the UK visitor who comes and spends 2 weeks, that sort of thing. They're a lot more generous. They seem not to have to get back to work as quickly as the other. And then with that, I don't know if it's any much big difference with the currency, but it is the duration of time. No, of their stay. So I think that we have to get into it.
Yes.
I was able to pull some figures. Did you have any figures that the US market inched up by 14,000 arrivals? Now, and that the UK market declined by 12% to 131,400. But if you bring them in numbers, the UK was down 17,918, working at 12%. I was able to get them that they were down by 17,000. Yeah, 918. Whereas the US market was up by 14,000, netting out a net loss in favor of the UK by 4,000. They suffered a net loss when you net the two of them out of 4,000. Now, I am saying, Marcia, when you go into, you don't have to be a tourism expert. when you're going into a new market, you have some loss leading.
Yes.
The things you have to give up to penetrate the market.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, things like seats, picking up vacant seats, and maybe dropping fares, and which you do not have to do in a well-established market.
Like the UK,
so
right?
That is right. So stop just giving us numbers like that, metrics like that. We have to be able to quantify the losses in dollars and cents. And this is something that should be done already. They do not tell us what the spend is, because I must have said already, the creature is too big and too porous. Money's not getting from the destinations here. Using you have your foreign accounts, and therefore you can use Barbados currency. You have behavior where cash is being held in not being turned into the central bank. You remember, Mark? No, you would not have been around, but I remember a weekend back in the 70s. I just left school, and Adams had not too long come, or the 80s, maybe the early 80s. Yeah, I think I had gone back to university. And the word on the ground was Mr. Adams had told 2 hoteliers with English UK background, go to England and bring back the monies that you took there over last weekend. I know where it is.
Right.
I know the bank it was taken to. I don't know if it was true, if it was lie, if it was rumor. But way back then, and I'm saying that if this is what is happening, we do not make these sacrifices. We do not make these sacrifices in tourism, whether it is the what we call them again, to influence them to set up business. The word is not coming back right now, and it's a stimulus, so to speak.
Yes.
We do not do that. We do not lose, or when it comes to accounting, you say you have X amount of years to write off, 7 years to write off. Okay, we give you VAT. Concessions is the word I was looking for.
Okay.
We give you all this concessionary treatment. Then for you not to be playing the game as it should be played. So I am saying that with all the concessions and all the loss lead activities that you would tend to include to woo tourists here, when we see that decline, maybe we are making a serious decline overall. The other thing I wanted to look at to tie into that part that you were speaking about construction, and I said a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember where I made this statement, could have been here, where I said that I'm not impressed with the Chinese involvement in our construction in this. Now, here it is. We're getting a loan from China. Then China is executing the works. Then China is subcontracting. Then China is providing the employment. So we ask ourselves, what is it in there? What is in it for us? Where do we, especially the young people, where do we benefit? Marcia, I remember like yesterday, when we were doing the sewage project, when we were sewing the whole of Bridgetown. I remember when we were doing the highway, the Spring Garden, and then the airport to seaport, then out to. I remember companies like McAlpine and European companies coming down here, and before my time, but I could recollect the English involvement with the Deepwater Harbor. You would hear the older people talk about it, and when you work at that level, there's supposed to be a cross-fertilization of knowledge and skills, and people coming here and setting up homes, and there's a terrace there in Pine Gardens which is named after the which one is it now? Named after the company who was responsible for the construction of the of the Deepwater Harbor. So, and you get people then after a while coming back to live here, their children schooling here.
Yes.
Knowledge, we had Miller Buckley. Those are big companies that we had. So you could see the spin-off. But and to bolster my line of reasoning, I recently heard a man on one of the programs, call-in programs, who is involved. You could see he is very knowledgeable about construction. He has his own company, and he has been crying out for the same reasons that mentioned. You see,
yes.
So all in all, are young people not benefiting? We have to pay back the loans. We are not subcontracting. We're not executing. When you get World Bank loans for construction, for development, you don't see that. You don't see that. You see all companies, whether they are the Raysides or the Williams, and then they subcontract. But I understand that project from Bath to Bathsheba is all Chinese executed. And then their buildings all Chinese executed. So we're just looking at what is in it for us.
Yes, yes.
We have to pay back the loans. You know, these are things that government has to answer to, or else the people will vote against them for that. We have to find the loans. You know, the Chinese are there at second slip, and the IMF is at first slip. And you cannot negotiate anything between the two of them.
Yeah.
You see, it is that tight. So those are the two things coming out of the most recent central bank report over the last 9 months, the time in review, that I am concerned about. I am concerned that the tourism industry, because of that decline in the UK market and the so-called catching up, I don't think it reflects a good story.
Yes.
I don't think it reflects a good story, neither in dollars and cents or what should I say, the motive, the reason behind why they not happening.
And
those are my two major concerns.
Yeah, well, very well said. And you know what, the viewers say they love when you call. You make things so clear, and I thank you so much. You know that you're still able to call. And again, I want to publicly apologize to you, as you saw what was happening. The young lady who came at that time is when I was getting ready to call you. I realized she came in, but I know she wasn't feeling well. But thank you so much.
I'm available anytime. Let these people get their chance. Let them get. Let them get. I know what it is to sit in the back row. I'm not trying to stretch it out. I went to education reform, the last one, and I went to make my input. But those young students from Harrison College, it was held there, and they stayed on in the evening. And those young students took the ministry to task.
Yes.
I sat back. I did not break a word. You must give the young people their opportunity. I work very closely with my fifth generation because they are the ones that have to live in this country. And they will not be the yard boys, as the ex-prime minister, former prime minister. They will not be the yard boys or the yard girls to anyone.
Yes.
Okay. Yes. So I love to see the young people moving on, man.
Well, thank you so much for joining. Thank you. And it's always a pleasure, sir. Really it is. Thank you.
And always a pleasure dealing with you, speaking with you.
God bless you.
And your co-host.
Yes, Mr. Bob has become my co-host.
Mr. Bob is doing a good job.
Good night, Mr. Gill.
Good night, Mr. Bob.
All right. God bless.
God bless.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Bob, I tell you, I said to myself, I told him, I'm not calling Mr. Bob today. I had Umar Abdullah lined up. Umar told me just before I came on, he said, I can't do it tonight. I had the young lady. So I had enough people on. It turns out I was here by myself. You know, these things happen. And Rose Corbin I had said to her, and I was excited. She said she's coming on at 7:30, but then realized, oh no, she's she couldn't come on at 7:30, and it was one just changing. But all in all, I thought we had a great show.
Yes, yes, we did. And when once I heard how you were the program was, that's my kind of program that we have to take the fight to the government. They can't. That was my type of thing. So I said I got to jump on because we have to take the fight because they behave as if they have all the knowledge about governance in Barbados and make silly mistakes. I want somebody to tell me before the program finish. We got a few minutes. If the announcement of the changes for the road, the traffic coming down from that Hastings, that long road, if the changes were effective, first of all, were they implemented, and were they effective, or they did not bother with them at all? You know that big announcement?
Yeah, I know that. I know that there were a lot of the stakeholders were saying nobody said anything to them. They didn't know. But did they actually? Was it actually implemented?
That they want to ask that.
They're asking. Well, let's see.
I know the answer, but I want people to understand that again, the Prime Minister gets upstages the Minister of Transport and Works and make a big announcement at a conference again without thinking about the consequence and how it would affect traffic in Barbados. The technocrats don't listen to the technocrats. And again, you get up and make an announcement, and this is how she operates. Something is wrong. She's not as intelligent as some people want us to believe she is. And I keep saying that. There are too many instances where she made some blunders. Let me call some blunders at this point. There's a lot of talk, a lot of emotion. And then we realize that we have to step back, walk back, turn around. Because instead of listening to the technocrats, you want to make an announcement, hoping that if it turns out well, that you're the person who announced it. We can't govern like that.
And then what they say is that, oh, but look, we are listening to the people, but you're doing it the other way around.
Other way around, you're making yourself look like a fool. And instead, just like we as Christians know that we should go to God first before about decisions. But you know where we go to God? When we make our own decisions and get into trouble. And then we go and pray. And then ask for guidance. The other way around. She comes out and announces the Barbadians' decisions. And then say that she's not listening, she's listening to herself.
Yeah, but you raise an important point there, Mr. Bob. The big question is, why would she be announcing it? What about her Minister of Transport? Why would she be the one announcing it? And that's the thing, and then some of the stakeholders were saying, the people who are there to help to implement it, that they didn't know anything about it.
No. And then we got people get and try to justify the announcement when they know it was stupid.
How are they justifying that announcement?
But we check the last announcement about the free movement. You announced it and then had to go to Parliament. But then you have your Attorney General who says very little about crime, justifying it the next day to cover the PM.
Mm-hmm.
You will have some person on social media trying to cover the PM about this announcement. For to tell our Prime Minister, no, you're wrong. You're going around the wrong way.
Yeah.
Some person say put on your shoes and then realize they left the socks in the house.
Listen, I even had another segment, so I usually have more than what I can do in the time. But God willing, we'll have Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we'll be able to deal with some other issues. I wanted to talk about that kidnapping that occurred in here in Barbados of a Trinidadian. and we have to look at that again. Rule of law. They're experiencing what we're living. That's the thing.
Yeah.
They're experiencing. All that happened is that they in Trinidad, that man experienced what we live in Barbados, where there's no rule of law. They just do what they want to do. And I wanted to take the time to go through to show people what should have been done in that instance. And once again, this Mia Motley government went ahead and did what they want to do. So that's coming up on Wednesdays.
Yes. So people don't miss it. Don't miss the show on Wednesday night. There's a lot. We have Senator Ryan Walters, and then we're gonna investigate, because that submission and that video that I saw, I said, but look at my crosses here now. So
Yes.
if you want to hear, I think that the show Wednesday night is the place to be. I will be listening. I will be
Yes.
following very intently.
Yes. And as you said, Ryan Walters will be on, and he told me I'm getting ready. He's coming back with some more information. And listen, I told him today, we will keep hope alive. You follow me there? You saw what I did there?
Yes.
We are going to keep hope alive, folks. Loyal opposition, it ain't dying. We keeping hope alive. All right. On the screen here, you're seeing Azadin Mohammed being sworn in. He's going to be the opposition leader because his party that started 3 months before the election won the place as the opposition part. Well, he had I think is it 16 seats in parliament, and that would make him the opposition leader. And that party they only got started 3 months ago, 3 months before the elections, right? He also is being he has some challenges in the US because he has some charges that they're saying that he has to answer to in America. But I mean, they're thing funny because I think even the President Ali had charges. He had about 17 charges. So they say, well, but they were trying to lock him up on Friday. Right? They were trying to lock up Azadin Mohammed on Friday. But here it is, because they knew that this was going to happen, on today, Monday. So now what they've done, I mean, they had to allow him to get in the house because the people chose him.
Yes. And we had a couple of days. I didn't get on your show to say it about, and I want to say it publicly. We saw the headline. Republic Day is no longer on the cards. That was the headline.
Yes, something like that.
To me. So you're saying to me that as something as significant as a republic, moving our Barbados to a republic, do not deserve a day. So you're telling us if it isn't Independence Day, it can't happen at all.
Listen,
if it can't be Independence Day that we recognize, that is what he's saying, and this is what this government. If we are not recognizing Republic Day on Independence Day, it is not going to happen. Officially scrapped. Yes.
Listen to me. Don't believe them. They're lying. We did the opposite of who bringing the message? Minister Pinocchio.
Yes.
Minister Pinocchio is bringing
the message. Believe whether he's telling the truth or not.
Him? No, sir. They should never. They need to tell him, as I told him, sit in the corner and shut up, because we don't want to hear nothing more from you. Good. I tell you,
take everything he says with a pinch of salt, or a whole cup of some salt. And let pass out.
Yeah. Well, guys, this is where we close, Mr. Bob. And is that your final word, sir?
Yes,
I'll give you the final word. Yeah. Well, thank you for jumping in. I'm
glad I did. And I just want to thank the people for staying with the show and staying with as Barbadians. I meet so many people who watch the show live and then they come on afterwards, and they are very encouraged by the fact that there is a medium for them outside the normal political parties that can keep them abreast of what is happening in Barbados. and they keep saying, keep it up, keep it up. This government is going to get a rude awakening in the next elections. Let them keep behaving as they are.
Yes, and that's why I say to people, vote for anybody else but them. They messed up the country. They do not deserve another term. They messed it up. Vote for a stick if you need to. All right? All right, over to you, Dave. Thank you so much, Dave. Thank you.
You say when labor leads, Bejan succeed. Well, here we now. This the people creed.
Gleam. When labor leaves, legends bleed. When labor leaves, we on we knees. When me a leave, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor leaves, legends bleed. When labor leaves, no room to breathe. When me a leave, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. Trust. Forward, forward. Still eating dust. Me a lead. Same old fluff. We tired now. Enough is enough. Forward, forward. But who we trust? Forward, forward. Still eating dust. Me a lead. Same old fluff. We tired now. Enough is enough. When labor lead, Bejans bleed. When labor lead, we turn we knees. When me a lead, we don't believe. Same old talk, same old scene. When labor lead, Bejans bleed. When labor leave, no room to breathe. When me a leave, we can't achieve. Tell them now the people grieve. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Oh yeah. When labor leave, legends bleed. When labor leave,